Oh. Hi.
Yep, that's me.
Hi, baby. You want to come over here and be with me? Alright, do you want to do the intro with me? Hello, beautiful bookish people. My name is Hannah, and today we're doing the sex book tag that was created by the one, the only, the lovely, the best wearer of earrings on BookTube, Kara from Wild Book Garden. Actually, the intro is about this mug, which usually sits right there, but I never thought it would be relevant enough to show you until today. It's actually a Henry VIII mug, and when you put hot water in it, you're so annoyed with me, the wives disappear. We love an ironic mug. Well, if you don't know, I love Six the Musical. It's my current obsession, and I actually went to London to see it. And while I was in London, I actually got little clips of me on the street singing or lip syncing to the songs, which is super cool. So each of the little music interludes for this tag are gonna be from London. Wow.
Wow.
Super cool. So without further ado, I think we should just jump on into it. So the first question is ex-wives. And ex-wives, the question is a female-centered retelling or reimagining. And the one I decided to go with is Wilder Girls. This is definitely not a retelling, but I think a lot of the inspiration comes from Lord of the Flies, and especially the ambiguity of the ending. So Wilder Girls is about this group of girls who have crash landed on an island, and a lot of weird things are going on. And a lot of girls have developed the talks, which is this thing that kind of uses a lot of symbolism for each person. Some girls have grown, scales. Some girls have two hearts. Some girls have two spines or one eye. And the teachers have silver tongues, which is some great symbolism. It's just like a perfect niche that creeped me out, but also made me fall in love with the characters. If you're sensitive at all to body gore, I would definitely not pick this up because Rory Power's writing is incredible. I don't get creeped out in books, but Wilder Girls had me spooked. Like, don't read this at night, you know what I'm saying? Next is No Way.
But now it's time to and listen when I say you must be kind of crazy. You wanna replace me, baby? No.
Which is a character with strong convictions whom you admire. Now, there's a lot of characters I could have chosen for this one, but the one that really gets me going is Saba from Blood Red Road. Saba is a very special character because she's very hot-headed, but in the best possible way. So this is about a sister dynamic, and they kind of grow to love each other because they're trying to save their brother who has been kidnapped. And so Saba is doing everything she possibly can, but maybe not in the best ways. And I just love that character exploration. There's also, this isn't gonna sound bad, but Saba kind of goes through a portion of the book where she has to fight for her life, and she would talk about accessing this like red zone where she like didn't care, and like she just like accessed some other part of who she was, and like all she had to do was get like punched one time. And I was like, I've never read about that before, but I definitely know exactly where you're coming from, or like you don't care about your own well-being, if that makes sense. Next is Don't Lose Your Head. Which is a character who makes terrible choices, but you can't help but loving them and sympathizing with them. And if that ain't an Evelyn Hugo question, I don't know what is. But in an effort to give you recommendations that I know maybe some of you haven't read because Evelyn Hugo is literally everywhere, I'm gonna go with Evie from The Diviners. Now, I just read The Diviners and I loved it. I gave it 5 stars. It's about this cast of characters in the 1920s, and it kind of focuses on the paranormal and a super creepy villain. Like, I don't get scared of villains that often, but Libba Bray, boy did she deliver. And Evie is a girl who is from Ohio, and she's kind of a party girl, and the only plot hole of this book is her parents are like, oh no, you're being too much of a party girl, let me send you to New York City to live with your creepy uncle who has a museum for like the occult. These two things aren't adding up. But besides that, Evie is a party girl. She wants to be, shoot, what's the 1920s girl? I'm gonna have to look it up. Wow. Flappers. Wow, that took me way too long to remember, but she wants to be a flapper, and she kind of doesn't make the right decisions that involve her friends, but I like that because Evie's a teenager and they're not supposed to make the right decisions. But you can definitely see that we're going to see some development in her character. At least I hope so in Layer of Dreams, because I'm excited. Question number 4 is Heart of Stone.
When the fires burn, when the wind has blown, when the waters dry, you're still mine. My heart of stone.
And Heart of Stone is a non-canon OTP, or a canon that didn't get enough page time. Now, I've discussed this in my review of Sense and Sensibility. But that is definitely Colonel Brandon and Eleanor Dashwood. They would be perfect. There's a video that my friend Katie did that I'll link it down in the description that just summarizes my feelings perfectly, that they would be the best friends to lovers trope because they talk to each other, they get along. Also, Colonel Brandon is possibly one of the best underrated love interests because what a guy, you know what I mean? He waits patiently for you, but also is like sweet and loving. So question number 5 is House of Holbein.
Welcome to the house of Holbein.
And it is a female authored work you read in translation. And fun fact, this is the hardest question I think in this type because I literally only had one, and that is Anne Frank. Obviously, everyone should read this book. It's very powerful and sometimes hard to read about, but I think it is worth it to face it through because I think it is a life-changing story that people need to read. But that being said, I would like to get some recommendations for female translated works because obviously I need some girl translations in my life. Am I right? So next is Get Down.
I'm gonna hang it up for everyone to see, and you can't stop me 'cause I'm the queen of the girls. So get down, you dirty Ross, get down.
The next question is Get Down, and this is a character you would like to get down with. Interpret that as you will. And I think I would like to get down in the Shire. So this is the Fellowship of the Rings, and the thing I'm specifically mentioning is that there's a great party, like literally in chapter 1, that just has food and fireworks in it, and like that's my scene. I'm not a club girl, but I am like a 4th of July girl, you know what I'm saying? Like, give me some barbecue and fireworks and I'm there. I do not like the dark club atmosphere. Anywho, so the next question is All You Want to Do.
I think this guy is different. 'Cause all you wanna do, baby, is touch me, love me, can't get enough.
a book that would have been much better without the romance, or a female character you feel was unfairly defined by her romantic relationship. And the thing I'm going to choose for this fits both of those prompts, and that is Misa Misa from Death Note.
Okay.
I really hated Misa Misa in the anime, but also the manga. She feels like such a useless character that didn't need to be there, but also Light took advantage of everything about her. So Misa Misa is definitely the embodiment of a book that would have been better without the relationship, but also unfairly defined by the male lead in this book. I was talking to Rhiannon about this, and we were talking about how women in manga don't get that great of representation, and we were trying to figure out maybe why that is. And I had this thought that, you know, manga has been around since the 12th century, and it might be because it's so deeply rooted in society and Chinese lore that, you know, back then, you know, female representation like kind of wasn't too much of a thing. While we were talking, we were just thinking like we couldn't really name too many great women of manga. So if you have any more recommendations, I would love some great female representation in some manga. If you got some recommendations, let me know. You know where to go. I'm in a weird mood today. The next question is, I don't need your love. Share a seriously underrated female author. And my go-to underrated author is usually Novoren Suma. If you like magical realism, if you like The Astonishing Color of After, fun fact, Novoren Suma was Emily Oxar Pan's mentor. So if you definitely like magical realism, anything up that alley, I would say Novoren Suma is your gal. And the last question is 6.
We're one of a kind, no category. Too many years of lost in story. We're free to take our family stories for 5 more minutes. We're 6.
And the question for 6 is, tell us about one of your favorite girls' squads or female friendships. I'm kind of cheating this question because I'm gonna answer with a TV show, and it just has one of the best female friendships that I've seen in a while, and that is Dairy Girls. And it's a show on Netflix about these 4 Irish girls just living their life in Catholic school, and it is so funny. I love it. From the wit to the humor to the dynamic within the friend group, it's just so great. They play off each other so well, and it's only 6 episodes, so it's like not gonna take you forever, but it's also like gonna make you want more. So female girl squad, you should look into Dairy Girls because it's great. All right, and that concludes this video. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time. Keep reading and all that jazz. You look like I promise she's not hurting, but she looks like her head is in a weird spot, but I swear it, she's fine. So Wilder Girls is a girl. This is tea. Not the internet kind, but the real kind. Now I don't need your love.